Now, weird to maybe go from that to some of the signs of encouragement. Last week I came in here and I told you, Maul, I said that it's just dawning on me that in my life and both of my sons' lives, this won't be fixed. And then I left and I wasn't sure if I felt that way anymore, just with some of the, like Park said, 18 countries standing with us in protests. Australia protesting, fucking London protesting, fucking
Paris,
New Zealand protesting, all 50 states protesting. I was grateful for the Drew Brees mishap and fuck up because that's New Orleans that you fucking up in, and you're in a locker room full of black people. And Drew Brees, much like Trina, kill me if you want. I don't believe that to be racist. I believe it to be a mistake. It's a mistake that white people will make because white people, some of them don't know.
They don't know, yeah.
Some of them don't know. It's okay. And
their focus is on them. So to Drew Brees, his experience, a selfish one, is to stare at the flag and only think about his two grandparents that have fought in the war and came back to an amazing country for them to be embraced in.
I was really disappointed when I first.
He's thinking from a very selfish.
Still am
because I like Drew Brees.
I still am pretty furious.
And don't get it twisted. Drew Brees has done a lot in the city of New Orleans.
In New Orleans,
he's done
I remember Katrina.
He's done a lot.
Yeah,
he's done a lot.
Like I remember it. That's why I'm like, yo, this does not make sense.
He's done a lot for dudes with felonies on their record.
Okay,
and getting them jobs. Like he's done a lot.
I've been mad at white quarterbacks since the Kaepernick situation, though, because I feel if Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or any of these white quarterbacks would have taken a knee or taken a stand at the time. Aaron Rodgers, after the fact, did. So I salute him for that. But if they'd done something at the time, and I said this back then in that podcast, the whole conversation would have been completely different.
Yeah, changes
for sure.
Completely different. And these are all gentlemen who rely on black people to protect them at the line, receivers to go out and catch the ball, make amazing plays, running backs, everything. Like, how do you rely on black people for your career and your praise
and won't stand up for
that's the first thing I thought when I read that
locker room is going to be interesting.
Go throw the ball to your granddad then.
Yeah.
Throw it to yourself. Taysom Hill. Yeah. Don't nobody want to see that shit.
And I looked at his offensive line. If they don't protect him.
Well, Drew Brees, quickly, listen, man, Drew Brees and Trina, some of the best cyclists in the world, immediate backpedal. Immediate backpedal. Rightfully so. Very next day, I appreciate not one apology, but two apologies from Drew Brees because the first one was ass. That was your publicist. We can tell when your publicist is doing it. That picture is from your publicist. I know because Ian sends me a bunch of corny pictures just like that every day to post. I don't. The black and white hand in front of the blue sky background.
This was gross.
Come on.
No, two of the most smoothest hands you ever seen. Nigga went and posted some hand models. Fam, don't go get a hand model during racial tension conversations, please, Drew Brees. Please. So this was real nasty. I won't even read it.
But by the way, this also back to read the room and who you should hire. There needs to be more black publicists. This is disgusting. This picture is insane.
That's a very good point, Roy.
Like, this is a white publicist that's completely tone deaf, even though their job is to be the opposite and try to guide you through the public.
Yeah,
it's such a great point. Let's expand on it.
You found
more black everything.
You found a Getty image of a white. This is like a comedy sketch.
Right.
That someone would do.
That may be a cartoon.
To sarcastically joke on people that do this shit.
Yeah.
Like, you put a white hand and a black hand shaking together behind a blue sky.
I will say that I hope that he learns something and grows from this and hopefully educates and spreads a positive message from what he's learned out of it. I will say that.
He's going to take
credit.
He's going to take a couple 15-yard penalties.
But it's still fuck Drew
You're
Brees.
absolutely right, Parks. I'm so sick of hearing that.
What?
I hope he grows and learns from it because even that's white privilege.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like
You're absolutely right.
You're correct.
We got to get shot and die, and I'm not trying to press the room.
No, it's absolutely understandable.
And these niggas get to fucking learn from some shit, man.
Right.
Fuck your learning.
I posted a quote on IG the other day that.
What you gave him up?
I was reposting. I didn't give it up. Someone else gave it up, and I thought it was a really good quote.
But you stole.
That I guess reposting is stealing.
That's stealing.
I mean, there's credit at the bottom though.
If that counts. But go ahead.
So you just let them know you stole.
Yeah. Like,
that shit you said was hard. My audience is so much more massive than yours that I'm going to give it to them.
Yeah. Yes, from you.
Yes, with love.
That learning about racism is a privilege as opposed to experiencing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which very much would be the case here. Like, damn, yeah, I guess I didn't realize that black people fought for the country in World War II and came back to discrimination instead of heroes. Fuck. All right, maybe that flag isn't the same when I stare at it.
We've also seen so many veterans and soldiers stand up for Cap that I feel like it's a very weak excuse to say, hey, my grandpa fought in a war, when there's plenty of veterans that say, no, this is why we fought in the war.
Mm-hmm. The whole point, so you could kneel.
Correct.
Yeah, I think that was his
That
mistake.
point is
he just
such
made
a
it
stupid fucking point. But it's a stupid point.
that your grandparents fought.
Yeah.
Nigga, I might ask you about your fucking granddad. Who gives a fuck what your granddad
No,
did?
but then in response, it's like Whoopi
your
Goldberg.
granddad. Well, I'm about to say
Yeah.
the same thing Whoopi said, the same thing Richard Sherman said, the
Yeah.
same thing that any black person
Yeah.
has said.
They
Your
fought.
granddad fought next to some black niggas who came back home and couldn't vote.
That's a fact.
Right.
That's a fact.
The end. Like, this conversation is not about what your granddad did.
Right.
Right.
And when did Cap kneel? What year?
2016,
4
I
years
want to
ago.
say.
2017.
15?
4 years ago?
4 years ago.
Okay.
The fact that we're still saying, hey, no one's taking away what people did for this country at war. Cap is kneeling for how black people are treated by the police.
Right.
The fact that that's still lost in this conversation,
To football players.
at this point, you're just,
to quarterbacks. Jesus, man.
just say it.
No way. No way.
Just say it.
No way,
He's
buddy.
going to call him a cracker?
No, I was going to say to the football players. It's in there. Expecting them to. All right.
I get it. I get where you're going.
Well, I wasn't going there. Rory made me do it. That's white shit. That's white shit. I wasn't doing it. Rory knew where I was going and said, kill them niggas. And I did it.
Bring King back,
I'm
man.
ashamed. King back.
Bring King back.
Bring King back. So yeah, Drew Brees. Listen, I was shocked. I was shocked but happy that all the football players found a real eloquent way to let Drew Brees know that they were peeved at him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad they all didn't curse him out. I was happy Ed Reed cursed him out because that's just who I believe Ed Reed to be.
Absolutely.
But
Shannon Sharp had a
other
really
than
good
that,
thing, too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Shannon Sharp had a
He laid
real
it
good
to him.
segment.
Shannon Sharp should be up for a contract renegotiation soon.
He should get all the
Oh,
money.
he'll
Yeah,
get
give
it.
give it all to him.
He'll get it.
Malcolm Jenkins also had a couple videos that were pretty awesome.
But he accepted his apology.
No doubt.
Drew Brees did 3 apologies, actually. The locker room, the first fake publicist one, and the one on video. I'm not mad at Drew Brees. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. It was a moment. You got to forgive white people sometimes.
He was speaking from his point of view, his perspective, which was selfish a little bit. So, you got to understand that. But, again, over the years, if you've just been following Drew Brees and things that he's done in the community in New Orleans, it's hard to sit here and try to convince me
He's
that Drew
not
Brees
Kevin Spacey.
is racist yet. I can't.
It's very
accept that.
disappointing, though.
Yeah, it is. It's
Extremely
disappointing.
disappointing.
But I don't walk away from this thinking that Drew Brees is racist. I don't think that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if I would use that.
Disappointing, but
Yeah.
It's disappointing, but I just don't.
Understandable.
I just don't. I don't feel that.
like,
way
if
about it.
you're not black, then you're not ever really gonna get that fight.
Which is why a lot of times when white athletes say things, I don't get so worked up because I know you're just never gonna understand it.
But I just don't understand
Yeah.
how you interact with black people. You work with black people. These are your brothers in teammate. You wear the same colors. You know what I'm saying? For decades, he's been playing football for 20 years,
Right.
and it's been a 70% whatever black league for the entire time. How do you not have some understanding?
I'm more so upset that he still didn't understand.
Well, they're aligned in football. They may be aligned in their brotherhood. They may be aligned in their passions. I don't think so often it comes up where, hey, what side of the Trump fence are you on? Like, I don't know how often that comes up
Sure.
with them. I don't know how often they hang. Like, it just depends on where people have certain shit on their list. Like, you could be fly with someone and something that y'all vehemently disagree about just never come up.
Right.
It could be very
it's possible.
It could be
Yeah.
very coworker-esque environment. I mean, even though it's a more violent game where you kind of need that connection a bit more than you would in an office, but they may have that coworker. We just talk about the playbook and then we keep it pushing.
I'm not going to kill, let me tell y'all, I'm not going to kill Drew Brees because of what I believe about him. And I'm not going to kill the Saints or that locker room because Malcolm Jenkins, along with Michael Thomas, everybody did what they had to do immediately. They were proactive. They didn't wait. They didn't wait till the season started.
Right.
They didn't wait till coach called. They got right to it. I knew Mike Thomas, sensitive ass, was going to get to it because he fucking tweet about everything. And good. But it's different from Tom Brady been running around magging everything for years. His team don't say a fucking word to him.
Well, Patriot players, I don't think are allowed to say anything in that fucking organization, but that's another conversation.
Period. Certainly not about Trump because they're buddies crafting.
They had a lot to say on Aaron Hernandez, Doc.